You are listening to the Wild Man Podcast.
Take it away, Sub.
Defeated Sanity. Wow. What a pleasure.
What's up? My pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Fuck yeah, man.
Oh yeah, big time.
Iconic. Iconic, should I say, trend-setting. You guys just set the bar.
Fuck yeah, man. Glad to hear it. I don't know if I don't know what the trend is, but if it's
Well, trend-setting. There's a lot of bands who want to sound like you in America, who worship you. I don't know if you heard, and I'm not going to mention the record label that they're signed to, but there's
the
a
kids.
Yeah. Hey, you influenced a lot of kids, and that's great.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's I always feel it's all the classic brutal death bands are doing that. You guys as well. Like it's a weird resurgence right now. And it's like that in the whole world too. Like I went to Norway recently to do like a clinic there. There's people with Disgorge t-shirts, Malignancy t-shirts. And they're all like 15 years young,
Yeah.
And then, New Jersey is the same thing, and Florida is the same thing, and it's everywhere.
Well, it is a pleasure to have you, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
Really talented, and huge fan. I don't want to say that we are in the same lane, but we're kind of parallel into what we do. We think alike. We kind of think alike. It's great to have you, and it's great to have you that you're a legacy band, and so are we. We're legacy bands, and it's good to be doing this now and still be doing it and getting the respect and the recognition.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think you got I remember picking up the dripping CD with the hip hop thing, with the short hip hop sample and stuff like that, and we didn't even. I don't think we didn't have anything out yet, so you guys were actually in the game earlier. Just for the record.
We were. We had it's weird because we were talking Immortal Decay, and we were, Jersey is a melting pot of cultures. So, you could listen to brutal death metal, but your next door neighbor could be from, he's African and he listens to hip hop. So you listen to the stuff that he likes, and then he'll get you into jazz, or he'll get you, it's a melting pot of people. And we're very blessed to grow up in that environment. I don't live in New Jersey anymore. I live in Miami. But I'm very grateful that I grown up. Billy Venner from Incantation was my next door neighbor. Ronnie B from Incantation was my best friend. He started Incantation, the bass player. He was my best friend. Roy Fox from Necroharmonics was 2 blocks away from me. So I lived in we had a good death metal community, so to speak.
Yeah. I've always thought it was amazing to, especially the reason why I picked up the dripping thing, because I heard things like, there's like techno influences, hip hop influences, and hardcore, of course, and back then I was all about that, and I just feel at some point it just got it got made into a mix that's just, it became very cliche, you know. Now, like I feel like every metal show has like, they're just playing hip hop in between the bands. And it's like, and I'm like, okay, that's the thing now. But like, I'm thinking like the unmetal music that's in between shows. Like, how about blues? How about jazz? You know, it's like now it's like all hip hop. It's like a staple. You know. But yeah, back then I was totally ready to jump in. You know, as just when I was. I've always loved the fusion of things, like even Dream Theater, when the dude
Love Dream Theater. Love Dream Theater.
see you see like this hair metal dude, and he has a Napalm Death T-shirt on, and it's like that's interesting. I want to check it out. So I became a fan of that. Or Faith No More is a good example as well.
Yes. When I seen George Lynch wearing a Sam Haines shirt, and George Lynch was my favorite guitar player. Oddly enough, I don't really listen to brutal death metal. Just to set things straight. I'm a fan of music. I love it all. And if you like music, if you're a musician, you have to appreciate all types of music. And I always did. And for me, what did it? I think skateboarding opened up the gate to different genres of music. But we always felt like, why be tied down to something? Do what you love. And the cynics were doing it before us, right? We didn't invent the wheel. We're just more like aggressive, but the cynics were doing it, and the atheists were doing it before us, and they kind of paved the way for us.
Yeah, 100%. And even earlier it was Watchtower.
Watchtower, man.
Crazy fucking band,
Oh yeah.
I want to say maybe the absolute pioneers of fusing things with things, like that was basically thrash was kind of the raw underground thing that they took, and then they mixed it up with that Rush kind of shit, and I've always loved, the thing is I've always loved pure bands too, like
me too.
So you say Incantation, like Incantation always was like, nope, we're gonna wear black, we're gonna we're it's just gonna be that, and I think that has a place too. So it's like, I think,
Yeah, I'm a huge Dissection fan. Dissection's my favorite band. A lot of people talk to me and they mention all these bands. Oh, do you like this? Do you like that? I really don't listen to a lot of slam or BDM. I listen to a lot of black metal. I listen to a lot of progressive stuff. I like house music. I listen to a lot of just like rock and roll, jazz, I was never the jazz, but Bruce, the original drummer, he was the jazz guy. You know what I mean? He was cued into the whole jazz, thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can hear it. Like there was a certain groove that was just the drumming and the snare sound too. Like I thought it was just it gave it away a little bit that there's a mix going on of preferences.
But listen, let's talk about Defeated Sanity, man. So let's this is your show. Obviously we don't, and as much as I appreciate the compliments about dripping, we really thank you and we worship you. You guys are fucking gods. Let's talk about Defeated Sanity, man. How did it get started? What were your influences? What were your thoughts? What kind of mind frame were you when you started this?
I don't know. It was just you know, I grew up on the village with, and then at an early age, like 6 years old, 6 years of age, I started getting into metal, just metal in general. And, but I like in the provincial areas, you know, of Germany, you don't find people that know all this stuff, you know, like not even Overkill or Testament. Yeah, no, nobody knows about this shit. So I ended up playing with my dad, who was like a jazz rock blues musician.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's basically he taught me music just by jamming, basically, and then I would just write. Like it's basically as easy as that. Like I remember the first lesson. He was like, he showed me a power chord and told me, now move that and do whatever the fuck you want with it, and then you know how to write. See, that's, you know, that's how it goes. Like never any riffs. Okay, here, let's learn an AC/DC riff or anything.
No, nothing. Take this power chord, and then you can make some noise, and you're gonna be able to play something.
Exactly.
Very smart.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation. Somebody showed me a power chord, and they showed me how to tune. Not tune to an A, but they showed me how to tune the guitar. After that, my universe opened up to. I was like, wow. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's very free, you know, like I mean people talk shit on power chords, obviously, because we know some people abuse them because, you know, yeah. But it also gives you a certain kind of freedom, you know, even if you wanna do melodic stuff, you can play a few very easy chords and you can sing something. Just like if you think about Nirvana or something, what's the guitar like? The guitar is nothing. But then, like, that dude was just singing along to some power chords and made some great songs that way, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What your influences, though? You know, what fueled up Defeated Sanity? What did you hear? And then you're like, okay, I gotta have a fucking band, and you know, maybe not right away, but we're gonna be Defeated Sanity. Like, what put that fire in your ass to be Defeated Sanity?
I mean, it. I don't know. It started right away because my dad had a practice room. We had keyboards. We had a bass. We had guitar. We had drums. I started right away. Like I probably started before I was 6. I probably fucked around when I was 5, and then starting a band, that's not even a concept. It's just life, because you know, you got, like, I've got my Masters of the Universe toys, and I got metal, and I got football, actually, like soccer.
Yeah,
those were my 3 things when I was a kid, and then metal just became more and more important. And I don't know. I want to say, like, the first metal album I owned was a Megadeth, So Far So Good So What.
great album.
That's, you know, the riff. Huh?
My Darkest Hour.
No, that was Set the World Afire.
No, but do you remember My Darkest Hour? What a
great, of course, song. Yeah.
The ballad, yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, also amazing. Also amazing. Yeah, that was the first record for me where, you know, it was mine. My dad bought it for me, and I don't know. Then, like, I think I got like a cassette tape every month, basically, as my. Some people get, like, some kids get money from their parents. He just gave me a tape, and that was enough. Like,
you're blessed. That's a blessing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Next month, the month after that was "Injustice for All" by Metallica, and then, you know, it went on like that. But eventually, I want to say, when we started calling it Defeated Sanity, it was, I don't know. It was probably death, you know, and then we also tried to sound a lot like Disharmonic Orchestra. You must appreciate this band.
I love
Yeah, yeah, this kind of stuff. But we also were like, we were drifting a little bit in that, you know, when you're like, I don't know how old, like,
you're trying to find yourself.
Yeah, so when I was 13, 14, I had this phase where I thought, oh, like it's this My Dying Bride, Anathema, Paradise Lost kind of stuff. So we started doing a lot of that.
That was what was big at the times, you know.
Yeah. So
My Dying
we tried some of that.
That's great. That's epic. That's great stuff.
Yep. It's basically, you know, the beginning times can be very well seen with the Defeated demo 1997 that I released recently, because it literally has everything with it. Like, it has a weird fucking free jazz. Like, my dad's had the weird fucking habit to grab a saxophone. He had a saxophone. He didn't even know how to play a melody, but he was like doing free jazz. So it's like, if you want to check that out. So it's like, on that demo, there's one of these free jazz kind of songs. Then there's some songs that are like straight up like Immolation, Cannibal Corpse, Monstrosity, Worship. And then there's a black metal parody song. And then there's one of these doom death songs. And there's a little bit more of a hardcore kind of thing. Yeah, I actually started playing with some kids from the city. And that was basically because I was very early on infected by the straight edge thing, actually. So, but I had this straight edge kind of, you know, metallic hardcore, like Earth Crisis and all that stuff. I had a project like that too. So,
were you
as he said,
hardcore at all? Were you into hardcore at all?
Oh yeah, it's I like the more metallic bands, you know, and I just recently got like on my big Abnegation trip. Like that's one of my favorite bands of, you know, of that whole scene.
Belgium has a great hardcore scene.
Belgian hardcore, yeah. I'm not that much of an expert. Like, yeah, I was into like, I don't know, maybe like two handfuls of bands that I'm like a glowing fan, you know. Whereas I don't know, Strife and Earth Crisis, Turmoil.
I seen Strife, I seen Earth Crisis, and I actually seen Turmoil. That's great. So where do you get your death metal roots? Where do they come from? Like My Dying Bride, Disharmonic Orchestra.
Yeah, but I mean, you can say I was already an expert. You know, that was just like, I thought I had to specialize myself into that, but of course I knew everything: Death, Obituary, Morbid Angel, and then the British band Napalm Death and Benediction, Bolt Thrower. Like, I loved all of it. And then like the doomy bands, Asphyx, you know, like I loved all of it. And Pestilence and then of course Gorguts. And you know, my favorite style very very quickly became what I back then called brutal death metal, which to me was Immolation, Incantation, Morbid Angel, Sappho, Cannibal, Brutality.
Yeah.
Monstrosity, Gorguts, Vader, Sinister. That, to me, I called that brutal death metal back then.
It was.
It was. You know, it had blast beats.
You know, there wasn't anything lower. You know, Incantation, Onward to Golgotha. There wasn't any lower vocals than Craig Pillar or Immolation's Dawn of Possession. I mean, that was just pure.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That is just the epitome of the darkest music you could ever find, and those guys are pioneers, and I love them. And I know Incantation set the trend, and not the trend, but they set the stage for the more groovier. They set a trend, right? Like all of a sudden, all these bands started wanting to be like Suffocation one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's.
It was a thing.
I mean, I want to say, of course, we fell into that category too. Like, in a way, in a way, Suffocation definitely, I'd have to name them as one of my favorite bands, and it's almost, it's like I don't know, man. It's like you're into Islam, and then you have like these different fucking things or whatever. And I believe, like, I'm this kind of fucking group, So that for death metal, that means like I'm in the Suffocation group. It means I like the chunky riff, the palm muted power chords, scoop mids, and then like that's kind of the religion.
They, fuck yeah, man. They definitely created a wave, a sound that people tried to copy and emulate for years. In a genre, they created a genre. I guess, do we want to, brutal death metal, right? I mean, Suffocation, the groovy, brutal death metal, because they were the first groovy, brutal death metal band, because they were technical, they were not just slow, they were fast, but they were groovy at the same time. Had a lot of elements of everything. I mean, you can hear hip hop, you can hear hardcore, and they were the first ones to do it. And maybe they don't voice it. I never had to sit down with Suffocation, and maybe they don't voice it, but to me, like I've seen Suffocation, and crazy story. I had a friend of mine from the neighborhood. He was only into hip hop music, and I went to see Mortician and Suffocation at the Limelight. Limelight was a big club. It had all different rooms. One room was hip hop, one room was club music, and then Suffocation was playing the main stage, And then my buddy, he went on and hung out in the house music room. And this dude, till this day, he's a house music freak, because I took him to see Suffocation. And in the other room, they were playing house music, which was a crazy story.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for me, the groove aspect of Suffer wasn't even the selling point back then. I mean, the chunkiness, the mightiness of the riffs and stuff, that was definitely one aspect. But for me, it was really the tech, the crazy riffs, the crazy lines, where you'd feel it would never stop.
Technicality. They did not shy technicality. I'll tell you, they very, very. I mean, I love stuff. I even like the latest. I like everything they ever did. I can't say one bad thing about Suffocation. I love them.
I mean, life, it's a force,
For sure.
I feel like a lot of the bands back then, like if you think about it, like Suffocation, Pyrexia, and I think we've talked about this before, Seb, like Pyrexia, Suffocation, Eternal Bleeding, like those guys were like pioneers of like the genre we love nowadays, and Devourment.
Yeah.
Devourment.
Because like those guys were setting trends before like trends, like I think like Eternal Bleeding was the first, technically in quotes, slam band, because they were doing slam stuff before slam was big and what it is now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Because we didn't call it slam, we called it breakdown, and I think Internal Bleeding was the first one to call it slam. Because before that, it was called a breakdown. You speed things up and you break it down. You kind of like, you give it you go up and you go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot, there's a lot. There's a lot of beautiful music that, our genre has so much beautiful, talented, creative, and like a lot of bands. What I love about bands, I love bands that are like really creative, that really think outside the box, that are not afraid to do something. And I always been glued to that side of things, like I like the Cynics and the Cryptopsies, and stuff like that. I always been a huge fan, Sean Reinhart, the groundbreaking, like a lot of the crossover bands. And I know we spoke and big up to my buddy Alex Marquez from Solstice. Ground breaking legendary drummer. And I want to have you, and I talked to Derek Roddy today. I want to have you, I want to have Derek Roddy, and I want to have Alex Marquez. And I just want you guys just to fucking share drumming stories. Because I'm a drummer fan. I wish I would have played drums, but I never did. I always lived in an apartment, and either my mom would be like, "You're too loud, stop," or my wife, we just never had the room. But I would love to have you guys sit down, and even one guy, Chad from Eternal Suffering. I would love to have a good drummer shootout, and Alex Marquez. Um, so much power to him and his recovery and everything that he's going through. He's such a strong man, and God bless.
It's crazy how light he seems to take it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems to be a very positive guy,
And listen, I'm gonna say this, and I don't care that I air it out. So I live in Miami, and I'm friends with friends that he's friends with, and Alex was no joke. He was a street dude. He was the type of guy he'll fucking smack the shit out of you. He was no joke. No, he was a no joke type. He wasn't a bully, and he was involved in the streets. He was involved in it's such a great drummer. He's iconic albums. I mean, the Solstice album is fucking, to me, is ridiculous. I mean,
I listened to it today actually.
I mean, I listen to Solstice probably Marauder, Solstice. I probably listen to him once a week.
Yeah. No, I get that. No, for me, I I keep saying how important for groove, like when we're talking about groove and death metal, it's not only suffocation for me, it's malevolent creation for me has been very, very, very important for this whole development, like because and maybe Alex Marquez was the main point because there's just some kind of pocket to his playing
Cuban,
where it's
the Latin flavor, man. It's the Cuban. It's the Miami.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, although you can't call it Cuban,
yeah,
you can't really say it's Latin music, but he's got this.
He's got that.
It's it's that stuff that everybody loves about Pantera too, about Vinnie Paul, but he's got that too, and it's just that special, like I don't even know if I want to call it hip hop or anything, but I feel like back then when I listened to Retribution and all that stuff, that's when I already knew this is the first band for me that really has this hardcore kind of groove. They brought it into metal, and
he's a hardcore dude.
Yeah.
He's in the streets, he's no joke. He's a hardcore dude. He's no one to play with. I mean, Cleanse of Impurity. Cleanse of Impurity. The drumming on that is fucking, I mean, yes, okay, there are guys who can fucking blast so fast and do this and do that and all this one-dimensional thing. I get it, but the grooves are like the bends, like the like what Alex plays on Cleanse of Impurity. Those breakdowns, man, they're so soulful. There's a lot of feeling to it. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of emotion. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's very unique. It's very I like. I always say this. I always say this. Yep.
I mean,
he leans into it in a way where, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable trying to cover a Solstice song just the same way as I would not like to be the guy that plays for Cynic now.
Fucking guy. We should have got Alex on. We got to get Alex on the podcast one day, man. We got to get Alex.
We'll do it. I'm on board. I'm on board. No, but it's those two drummers where I say it's impossible to cover it. Don't leave it. You're not gonna get better. You're not gonna get it as good as them. You just can't. Because there's something that, on paper, okay, he's playing the hi-hat like this and he's playing the snare like this. But there's something, and then maybe you're right, with him it's the Cuban.
It's the Cuban. It's in his blood, man. It's shaking his ass. I mean, like the cleanse of impurity, that breakdown when he's like, I mean, it's just the way he does it. And like I watched the live clip, and he's just fucking. It's in his blood. It's in his nature. He was born to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and I love that. I'm so passionate, man. I'm so passionate about drummers. I'm passionate about your drumming too. And I wish I could have played drums, but I guess that's why you have carpenters and plumbers, But passion in it, man. That's all it is. He feels it. He lives it. That's
one thing, if you want to play drums, you need a room. Like at least here in Germany, in Berlin, it's like you say, "Oh, I've always rented an apartment." For guys that are not rich in Berlin, Germany, or in Germany in general, you rent an apartment. Nobody has a house, so. Like if you want to be a drummer, you need to find a room where you can play drums.
Yeah.
So that's a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, for sure. But I'm covered in that regard.
I'd love to see you and Paul Mazurkowitz have a conversation.
Oh, I love. For me, it's the first four, really, the first four Cannibal. And, people can talk shit about him all they want. Like, some of the fills he's doing and some of the weird, wiggly rides, I loved everything about Cannibal, and that includes Paul.
Much respect.
I'll definitely send Paul your way.
Much respect.
Yes.
I think my top 5 are Anthony Ypres from Mortal Decay, Brandon Thomas, Ripping Corpse, Flo, Cryptopsy, Alex Marquez, Derek Roddy.
That sounds.
I love Derek Roddy.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think I like him better when I met him and became friends with him because he's the nicest guy in the world. I mean, you just could not get a nicer guy, passionate, down to earth as Derek. And Derek, I just almost feel like Derek doesn't know how big he is and how good he is, He's so humble.
Yeah, because you're like he's too busy to achieve his next goal, Just like if you're dedicated to music, then praise and stuff it's nice, but you're really worried about what's your next goal, and he probably thinks some aspects of what he's doing are lacking, and he's trying to make it better. Yeah, I met him too, and he was he agreed to be the drum tech or drum helper kind of on a show. And all of a sudden I'm playing drums and he's like, "Hey, here, you want some waters?" And I'm like, that's fucking Derek Roddy. It's like, super nice, you know. Gave me tips before the show and stuff. Yeah, haven't spent much more time with him apart from that, but you know, always.
I think I text Derek Roddy every week, and I'm like, "When are you gonna join Dripping?" And he's like, yeah, I'm busy. I'm like, okay, next. Well, I actually text him saying, when are you going to come on the podcast? Because I want to have you, I want to have Lyle, I want to have Alex Marquez. Or we're just going to talk drums, dude, because you need your flowers, bro. Everybody needs to. And you know, like a lot of new stuff. And we signed with a record label out of Canada. I don't want to jump my guns, but I think Colin may be engineering our new album, the guy who did your album.
Marston. Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking for hopefully for him. And like again, we haven't started any recordings, and you know, we like to do stuff organic, you know, no metronome, no triggers in the studio. We want to hear live kit. We want to bring that essence back, and we use triggers live, but we want to bring the essence, you know, because I felt that I got out of death metal for like about 20 years, and I get back into it, and I'm listening to these albums, and I'm like, and I'm back in Dripping, and I'm listening to stuff to try to get inspired, and I'm like, I hear these albums, they're perfect. I'm like, what? It's no longer music like this. And I'm not gonna name the bands because I don't want to badmouth anybody. Because if it works for you and you like it, that's your business. But I hear these albums and they're perfect. And then my friend's like, hold on a minute. This is what happens. First of all, they record at a lower tempo. Then they snap the grid. Then they quantize. Then they edit. Then they move things around. I'm like, so you're telling me that this stuff gets quantized, tempos get turned up? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to make music, you know?
It's one step below AI music, and that's a big problem right now. If you wanna, yeah, I've never liked it. For me, you have to start rethinking because AI can fucking do this. So if you want to hear music from people, then probably maybe the trend will come, or like I'll welcome this trend of, you know, people will turn their triggers off and it will sound like shit again or something, you know, like it will sound raw again and shit. But people have to rethink because that shit is AI is gonna take care of that. They don't need you for this soulless shit. Skynet is on it.
Soulless shit. And it's good to adapt to the new tools and stuff like that. But I think when you're starting to snap the grid, quantizing, then you're speeding up the tempo. I think that's when what are you doing? I mean, create a techno band, do some electronic music, right? Because like you want to create like those errors and those mistakes, and maybe the fill that you did this way, but instead you flipped it around this way. It's what made it very unique, and you caught it live. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you know,
character.
Yeah, for me, sometimes when like a show, when like sometimes we play the song Into the Soil last, and then it has a very, very dramatic breakdown that on the CD is not really that dramatic, but nowadays we play it so dramatic, and the effect it gets amplified when, you know, you have people almost crashing into your drum kit, and like you see people doing crazy dives, and like that influences the show. And then, you know, instead of going dun dun, you start going you know, it's like it lives, it breathes, you know.
We never play the same thing twice. So we play our sets. It's in the pocket, but Ed and I try to do different harmonies. We try to do different fills. It's just never the same thing. We never play the same thing twice. So whatever we put on record, it got played on record, and that was the picture, that was the stamp. However, we never ever played it the same again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The tempo may be higher at this show because the energy's better. You know what I mean? Like we may, my drummer missed the fill and he missed one count of the slam, so now we chopped it into 3. You know, like, and that's what I love. That we can improvise, and I love being human, right? I love mistakes. I like being able to give you my art as a painter and be like, this is my canvas, this is what I do.
Fuck yeah, man. It's like there's, you know, I recently I was invited to go to the opera with my girl, and we saw the stuff, and I was like, you know, these motherfuckers that tell you have to play to a click, like you have to succumb to the rules of, you know, what's now happening and blah 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 blah. It's like those rules never apply to classical music. Classical music is about a conductor that shapes everything. It's way more, you know, it breathes more. And of course, the same thing is like, can you imagine a jazz band like with backing tracks and a metronome? No, that's not what these guys are doing. So like metal and like pop music, you know, metal as a part of popular music should maybe get out of its bubble and just like, you know, if you want to slow down a little bit, or if things, for example, like, you know, you start a song and then something in the lyrics happens, the song develops, and if the song is a little faster at the end than it was in the beginning, shit happens, life happens, you know. So
character,
it gives a character. So it's I feel, you know, like there's also a word for that. Like back then, you know, like this really metronomic kind of stuff was like industrial metal, like Godflesh and that stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool. I respect it.
Yeah,
and
I like electronic music. I like house music and trance and EDM that you program, and it's exactly on beat. The drums are exactly on tempo with the click. You know.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I like the sounds. I like, you know, I'm into that kind of music. But I think for what we do, I like to express our art. And to me, what means a lot is like when I hear some people are like, well, I really love like George Lynch when, you know, he's, I'm like, no, you know what I really love about George Lynch? When he makes those bends and you can, his soul, he's bending his soul, his pain, when he's like, you know, he's making those bends that he's feeling. It has nothing. It's the exercise we could all learn. We could all learn how to run through the fretboard. That's an exercise.
Yeah.
The motion and the bend, nobody can teach you that. You know what I mean? And how you express, how you make your soul talk through your guitar could not be taught. Like through your folk notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always say this, like, even if we're talking about shrapnel kind of guys, like if you want to be famous as a shredder, like the slow notes have to be absolutely pristine, and you can hear that. You can hear somebody
the ear. That's what's gonna catch people, you know?
Exactly. So yeah, there's like, for me, Andy LaRocque, you know, King Diamond and shit. Like, he doesn't even play that fast. Like, he doesn't play fast a lot. Of course, he can do it, but like a lot of his solos are like doodle 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 doodle, like, you know, very doable. But it's, you can hear right away that he's a virtuoso guitarist, a true shredder, and that's because he shows you with the slow notes what's going on. And even, you know, even Ingwe, like, he doesn't need to play fast to show you, you know, he's one of the world's.
And Inve too, when he plays some of the Hendrix stuff, when he does some of the blues stuff, he's amazing. It's how you hit those notes and how you make those, your phrasing and how you make those notes speak. A good friend of mine is Mark Rizzo, played in Soulfly. He's an amazing guitar player. You know, I look up to him. This kid's amazing. But I mean, a lot of kids, it's everything is dictated to such a assembly line technique. And I feel that like bands are following a trend these days. Like they all want to sound like this. You know what I mean? And they don't want to just do what, like, they're afraid to do what they want to do because they think that they won't be accepted. And that's
yeah. I mean, we all have to fight with that a little bit, you know, like, I guess for me, you know, I know I've got the groove. We've got the.
Oh, you guys don't fall in that category. You guys are very original. I love all other jazzy parts, man. I study it. I'm like, God damn, this is fucking good, man. I like it how you sprinkle it in, you know, and it goes from brutal death metal, then you have like some jazzy stuff that it just works, man, and you're not afraid to do it, and keep doing it.
Yeah, nah, it's but you know, I know we've got that, but then, you know, you hear other people where, you know, the kicks are just flawless, and it's a little like there's a little bit of a competition definitely going, and it's like nagging at you, like, why can't I get this stuff down? But it's, you know, that's what I talked about, like when I said, like, Derek Roddy probably has his goals, you know, as well, and everybody's got their goals, and they can't stop criticizing themselves.
Derek Roddy can blast single foot so fast, and he does those doubles on a single pedal. You know what I mean? And he's just brilliant.
Yeah, that stuff.
He's one of my favorites. I don't want to be biased because he's a friend of mine. I think George Kalias is great too. But I think Derek, and you're up there, buddy. You're not behind the greatest. You're in the bucket with the greatest drummers. Just so you know, you're there too, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Your drumming's absolutely insane. Like when I listen to you guys,
it's insane, and you're so original. You're not afraid to be like to think outside the box, and that's what we need, bro. We need original thinkers. We don't need follow the leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's that. Yeah, I know we've got that going on, and you know, I'm I'm getting older, you know, and it's like I can feel the double bass. I think it is getting harder. You know, I never thought that they would come, but like I'm fucking exhausted after a show and shit. So I don't know, but I built my own castle with all this weird triplets and rudiments and doubles, and so I feel that's very sustainable also in age. So I'm thinking next record definitely less double bass, more of that shit.
I love it.
And see what happens there, or you know, maybe some more patterns with the kicks, and you know, like.
Yeah. I just sent my drummer this Alan Holsworth song that it sounds like double bass, but it's played with a single bass drum and a floor tom. It's a jazz song. And he's like, oh my God, is this dude rolling a double? I was like, no, dude, it's a floor tom and a single pedal. You know,
yeah, it's a, you know, that's just one thing they've got. They're extremely, people in the metal world are extremely limited, you know, like because they have to be. If you want to play in Marduk or Dark Funeral, you have to sit there and practice on a pad to be like, because you're not gonna survive this fucking 4-minute song that like has like your hand has to go for like 4 minutes, the left hand too, and the feet too. So like you're not gonna survive if you're gonna fuck around with some funky grooves or some.
Yeah.
You have no time for that, and you also have no interest in that. So
yep,
that's what these guys are doing, and I, you know, my adoration of this stuff sometimes drives me to go like, man, I have to try to keep the kicks like I have to. What am I doing? You know, but then it's like kind of schizophrenic. Then I'm like, oh wait, I actually want to get funkier and funkier and funkier and jazzier and jazzier and jazzier.
Fuck yeah!
So,
I love
it. But it's schizophrenic. It goes back and forth.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, okay, yeah. So you can do 300 BPMs for 4 minutes, and that's great. That's great exercise. You did a great workout. That's amazing. That's all it takes. But give me a funky groove with some odd time fills, with some Bill Ward, some old Black Sabbath fills, some crazy stuff that's just out of pocket in the pop.
Yeah.
That's like more heartfelt. That's more you're speaking. Again, I'm a fan of super technical drummers. I don't hate technicality. I per se, you don't impress me by being the fastest drummer. I'm just gonna say that. You can play, 4,400 BPMs per minute on your kicks. You're tapping. That's great. I think it's cool. Does it impress me? No. Does Ken Shellett from Candiria impress me? Yes, he does.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He does, because when he's like doing like, and when I don't know where his hands are fucking going, one hand's going here, and like those Sean Reinhardt, who never played a black.
Yeah.
Yes.
Freaky drummer, that guy too. Yeah.
Confessor, stuff like that.
One of my favorites.
I mean, that drummer is like those time signatures. Like, he just breaks time patterns. Like, there is no time. There's time.
Yeah, it's I saw these guys literally in 1992 when Condemned came out.
Awesome.
And I've been a fan since I was literally a child. I was 10 years back then, and I was already a fan of Confessor. And if I put that record on, I still don't know most of what's going on.
Right.
But it's I've always been more interested in that stuff too. But but about what you said about the jazz drummer playing double bass with the floor tom and stuff, it's, as I said, it's just like, that's just like one little thing they're doing. They just got more content, where most metal drummers know single strokes. I gotta get better at single strokes. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. They've got all these 10,000s of combinations, and they know about, like metal bands, even if they're putting in 7 or whatever, odd time stuff, it's just like this little riff, and that's all they know about 7. But like jazz guys know, okay, let's play a 7 for 10 minutes and see how we can shift things in 7. Metal people don't know that, like including me. I don't know about that a lot. I write a riff in 7 and then I know how to play to it, but can you do a jam in 7? That's what the jazz guys, they know how to do that.
I find myself digging a lot of jazz as older, and I just love how creative it is, right?
Yeah,
very creative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite drummers right now is Joey from Peeling Flesh.
Yeah.
Good, man.
He's absolutely nasty.
Yeah, killer drummer. Yeah, we've played with them in Oklahoma City in 2022 when they were still supporting us. And I thought, like, I went to the merch booth, never heard of that, and I was like, that's a sick logo. What's this band called? I think I asked one of the guys, like, what's this band called? That's a cool logo. Oh, we're Peeling Flesh. I was like, oh, cool. I'm gonna check you out. You know, the drumming was fucking great for sure.
You guys played Reggie's before, correct?
Say that again.
You guys played Reggie's before?
Chicago?
Reggie's Chicago. Yeah, we've played there also in 2022. Yeah.
So, that's the first time I saw Peeling Flesh. It was like at Reggie's. And when Joey was drumming, like you heard that snare so loud and so crisp, you're just like, oh man, this makes me just want to, like, his creativity is insane.
Yeah, definitely great drummer. Was the first thing I thought when they started playing.
So, do you have any like shout outs you want to give out?
Regarding what, like
anything coming up at any show, the tour, any bands people should check out?
Yeah, it's we're gonna be on tour in starting on April 16th, and we're gonna be like everywhere. It's like 4 shows in Florida, and then we're gonna play Dingbats too, where I saw you guys last time. Yeah. And then Chicago, I think.
My drummer loves you. You are his favorite drummer. My drummer.
Fucking hell, man! That kid, fucking, like, that show was legendary for me because I don't know. I was so far back in the bar because you just couldn't, you know. It's like I couldn't get ahead. So like I took my earplugs out and the sound was like somebody's playing a fucking CD. It was so clear. And then I saw the wild party going on, and that vocalist, and then all the kids you got there, man, and the drummer too. Such a fucking wave of energy, you know. And it's I don't like a lot of slam too. So, but this was like, to me, that was the real deal. And I also like I heard some things from the, like. Most bands you see, you don't recognize any fucking riff, but like with you guys, I know that record, and I was like, oh, there's music here. It's not just slams. There's a melody. I recognize something. So it was fucking great show.
Bring it back, yeah. One day I'll let you know what happened to our recording and how it came out like that. It's a long story. We got fucked over.
Yeah.
We'll talk again, man. We're gonna do a drumming episode. We're gonna have you, Derek, Roddy, and Alex, man. We're gonna talk.
I'm on board, 100%.
I'm gonna listen to you guys just talk stories, man, because I'm a fan. Got some of the greatest drummers here, So
sounds like a great idea to me.
I'll see you in Chicago when you guys play with Organectomy. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's Inferi is also gonna be part of it, and then like we've got like always a brutal death like opening band, which is we had like almost handpicked those we were looking for, because in the beginning was even gonna be with Vulvodynia. And like, so Vulvodynia and Organectomy are like more like modern bands, and you could even argue like Inferi is kind of in that thing. So we were like, okay, but we are known to be like an old school brutal death metal band. So we made it a point to find brutal death metal bands, like so NSE kind of bands and stuff. And we asked a lot of our like favorite acts, and there's gonna be Excrescence is gonna be on part of the tour, and there's gonna be Horrific Visions, and then there's and the Scasm is also gonna be on. Great. So it's I'm happy about that the lineup of that tour. It's gonna be fucking great.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, dude. Lyle, it was a pleasure, man.
Fuck yeah, man.
For taking your time, dude. I'm gonna try to make it to Dingbats. I live in Florida. I'll look for the Florida dates. Maybe I could come out to Florida. I'm kind of busy right now with the podcast, and we're trying to record the second Dripping album. So things are just everywhere. And as you know,
I get it.
Our members live all over the country. It's not like the early Dripping. We all lived in the same town. Now it's like people live here, people live there. You know, it's different. You know,
just the same with us. It's the modern times.
The modern times, man. The modern, and Jacob keeps me really busy. We got some good stuff coming up, man. I have nothing else, but I am extremely grateful that I got to meet you, and then I will see you in person very soon on your tour.
Fuck yeah.
I have nothing else, but God bless you. Good luck on tour, and so much more success than you already have, and I wish you the best.
Fuck yeah. I wish you the best as well.
Thank you, sir. Again. I'll see you in Chicago.
Fuck yeah.
I'll message you guys through Instagram. My buddy shoots for the Chicago venue you coming to, so he'll take your guys' pictures and stuff, and he'll tag you guys. Really phenomenal photographer. Shout out No Barricades Photography. He's a really good
awesome.
Guy. And Lyle, you got my number now, so don't be a stranger. You wanna shoot me a band? Hey, check these guys out. I'm
okay.
Send me a band, you know, send me some fucking practice. I don't care, man. I'm a fan, man. We'll stay in contact. It was a pleasure to know you, man.
Hells yeah.
All right.
Later, guys.
Have a blessed weekend.
You too.
The Wild